Go, Misaki. Work, work, work. To save me, you gotta save yourself. And to save yourself, you gotta save me. And we gotta save each other and help. Go, go, go. I'm just like busting her ass. I call out to Misaki as she runs along the beach. Lift your knees up higher. You're losing speed. The old personal coach. Misaki pants harder as she raises her knees and accelerates. Don't give up. You're almost there. Come on. You got this in the bag. Come on. Misaki finally arrives at the finish line I marked in the sand. Ooh, just short. She staggers to a halt, throwing her head back to stare up at the sky. She gasps for air. Don't stop, you need to keep moving. Otherwise, lactic acid will build up in your muscles. It may be hard, but I need you to do a light jog back to the start position. Lactic acid builds up in the muscles as you exercise, which is what makes you feel fatigued. It stops being produced when you finish, but it also takes longer to drain from your muscles, which can leave a person more tired in the long run. Light movement helps it drain without building up in excess. So any decent training program will include a cool-down period. However, I said light jog. While it's easier on your muscles, it's harder on your lungs. When it comes to pain, it's far harder to endure the feeling that your lungs are about to explode. I know you want to stop and catch your breath, but it's best for your muscles that you keep moving. Now, come on. It builds character. You thought this was a warm-up? You're not doing any flying today. What do you think this is? Yeah, well today, we ain't doing that. You're not flying today and you're not flying tomorrow. Hell, you probably won't even fly the day after. You know what? Fuck it. You ain't flying this whole week. I mean, she does need this though. Like, she needs the constant bullying. This isn't bullying. I don't know. You'll have fun. She's just got tears. Well, no shit. Don't even start with me. Don't just assume I'll get what you mean. If you're gonna be sick, then do it while running. Now get going. Quit complaining. Get back to running already. If you keep mouthing, if you can keep mouthing running, yeah, you're not gonna be sick. I would actually stop practice if she thought she was going to be sick, mind you. I said get back to running. As if I'd let you. I thought you were ready for the pain. I love this. This is amazing. Well, that was dumb. Every sport uses running. You're damn right they do. Feel free to name as many exceptions as you like. You're still gonna run. No one can hear you scream here. I grab her hand and start dragging her at a light jog back toward the starting position. Get running unless you want your muscles to hurt even worse. I said you ain't running for... what? I said you ain't flying for a week. Not happening. Well, maybe you shouldn't have quit FC. The sand is more than enough for you, Misaki. You can even use it as a toilet when you need to. 'Cause cat. Man, if you weren't a cat, you wouldn't say nya and all the time. Quit being so impatient.
焦るよ。これって私の根性を鍛えてるわけ？根性論？精神論？そういうので日本は戦争に。
Like they do in the army. You got the wrong idea. I ain't not here to break you down.
じゃあこれって。
What'll you do?
え？
What'll you do if you face Asuka in a match, huh?
どうするって。心構えの話？
We're talking about your body.
私の体？セクシーだって話？
I will smack you right upside the head with my penis when we have H scenes. Shut up. You know as well as I do this isn't the time to discuss your looks.
マサヤが目のやりどころに困ってるから。
You can stop fantasizing while you're at it. I'm your coach and you're my player. It doesn't matter how sexy you are. I won't have any trouble looking at you.
ストイックだ。私が全裸でも？
It wouldn't bother me. I could switch myself off at times like this. Man, my man right there. When girls are in PE, their sweat makes their bras stand out through their shirts. But I could put my hand on my heart and say that's never gotten a rise out of me. These things are all about your state of mind. Yep, and self-control. Not a lot of people have that, actually. Though if I somehow accidentally peeked on girls changing, then I might find my switch being flipped without meaning to. Well, because it just... Oh, Jesus Christ. Because it just so... I was so close to seeing Misaki's tits back then. Hold on. You got a massive thing of side boob right there. Like that, I feel like that should be enough. Misaki peers at me with an odd look on her face. She knows. Jesus Christ, by the way, in that CG, her tits are massive. I mean, yeah, she has big breasts. That's one of her things. But still. Maybe it's because they were all squished up because she was, like, bending over trying to put on her flight suit. I am not! Do I really make a weird face when I think about these things? Budoka pointed it out once, too. Uh-huh. You're trying to drag out this conversation so you can rest longer, aren't you? Misaki averts her gaze. What do you think would happen if you face Asuka as you are right now? Right now. Yeah. Say the fall tournament was today, and you were up against Asuka in the finals. What would happen? Wrong! You'd lose 100%. God, just annihilated. You'd lose to Sato-san or Ichinose too. You'd probably beat Mashiro because anyone can. That's the level you're on. God, I put her on a level higher, slightly higher than Mashiro. Mashiro's so bad. Poor girl. I will say, though, Mashiro does have my respect at this point. Rika doesn't really. Just... Not at all. I'm serious. You have to get through several rounds to get to the finals. So, assuming that you actually made it, you'd be totally worn out. Just flying along the first line would have you out of breath, so you'd obviously lose. You know as well as I do that you're lacking stamina. To make matters worse, you haven't practiced at all since the summer tournament. Oh, I'm gonna increase her stamina through diddly, aren't I? That's gonna be one of the scenarios, dude. You already know. It hurts to not be able to perform at full strength.
辛い。
And I doubt you want to have to console yourself with that thought. What? With the thought that you could have won if you were at full strength. So we have to start by strengthening your body. And that means more cardio and getting rid of all that unnecessary fat. This will form the basis for everything we're gonna do. You won't get anywhere without it, Misaki.
わかったって。はあ、頑張りますよ。
I'm finally drilled it into her skull. Her thick, stubborn ass skull. I know this is physically demanding practice, and it's gonna be hard, but...
もう帰るとか逃げるとか言い出さないから大丈夫。だから今日のメニューを教えてよ。心構えしておきたいから。
I need to mentally prepare. Fucking face. One set will comprise of 5 100-meter sprints, followed by a break, followed by 5 200-meter sprints. We'll start with 3 sets.
帰る。絶対に確実に帰宅させていただきます。
You promised you wouldn't do that. Do you always break promises this quickly?
殺しにかかってる。死んでる自分がまざまざと見えた。
Dude, that's a lot of sprints. A lot of sprints. Like, for fuck's sake, can we let's just go up here for a second. 5 100-meter sprints. Like, it's not as bad as it probably could be. But then it's just like 5 100-meter sprints, followed by a break. 1 break, and then that's it. God damn it, dude. 3 sets as well? Jesus, end me. God damn it, dude. I didn't even... Just get running, I want you at full sprint. This is so silly. We've reached the starting position, so I let go of Misaki's hand and stopped dragging her.
さっきからこんなにもひどく責められてるのにどうして少しも楽しくないんだろう。
Being bullied isn't fun, unless you're into that sort of thing. If you got the breath to make that joke, you got the breath to get running. Now go!
よし、覚悟決めた。
You said that like 50 times today.
今度こそ本物だから。
Misaki brings her hands up to her face like she's scooping water and gently claps her cheeks.
さっさとやっちゃおう。
Sure thing. Ready, set, go! I said I clicked, it didn't do anything. Well, that's anticlimactic.
ダリアー
Just roaring out into the fucking sky. Final episode, what we wanted.
デリアー死ねる。マジで死ねます。これから死ねます。
And she really is dying. So I assume the final episode, quote, is just the entire, like, is like probably, I mean, it's the final episode, so it's gonna be the rest of the route. I don't know where I was going with that. Don't mind me, I'm dumb. Oh, give me a break. Let me see your wrist. I need to check your pulse. Misaki holds her arm out toward me.
何？私の心臓に興味あるわけ。
You still trying to be funny? We're training your heart and lungs here, so yes, obviously. I press my thumb against her wrist while using oh my god, using the clock on my phone to measure her pulse. I almost said using the cock on my phone. Makes no sense. Oh no, now she's losing it. Misaki laughs once she's done catching her breath.
私のドキドキを感じると、マサヤもドキドキする？
No. Nope. Why do you keep making up these weird fetishes?
いやー、今後すごいことを求められたりするかもしれないから、覚悟を決めておいた方がいいかなと。
I'm fully expecting it, to be honest. Like I said, we're going to build up her stamina with a diddly scene. That's going to be one of the scenarios. Guaranteed, 5,000%. You can't tell me otherwise. Relax, that won't happen. That's a red flag.
求められないのも不安かもな。
I'm as nervous as you are. Great! Misaki hops backward.
よし、変なこと言うつもり。
No. Man, you sure can joke for someone who's supposedly exhausted. The jokes never stop. I pull my thumb off her wrist. That's the end of the sprints. Oh, thank God.
もう次は何するの？
That's it for today's practice too. Oh.
地面にぐったりと力なく倒れて、感情のない目でマサヤを呆然と見上げるくらいの目に遭わないと特訓した気にならないよ。
I don't think I'm gonna go that hard. I'm a coach, not a torturer. I wouldn't push you to that point.
これでおしまいなんて納得できない。もっとできる。
Nope. Your pulse has reached its peak, and you've already done the number of sets I asked for. More would just kind of backfire on us. There's a point you just stop.
逆効果？
It's not the more you do, the better here. You ever heard of overworking yourself?
言葉だけはね。
Essentially, training too hard weakens your body.
これ以上するとオーバーワーク？
Exactly. The exercise would actually weaken your muscles.
運動すればするほど弱い人に？
It's really a vicious cycle. Exercise actually weakens your muscles. It's the recovery period that makes them stronger. However, if you exercise too much, you weaken your muscles more than they're able to recover. We have to wear you out to the point, then let you recover.
適度に疲れさせて適度に回復か。全てを裏で操っている悪人みたいだね。
An abusive husband is way worse. Your muscles will grow more efficiently if you put them through cycles of strength and weakness. I was taught all this by Howie-san. Doing 5 to 10 mile runs on a daily basis isn't an efficient way of training your stamina or increasing your stamina. Same thing. It might be necessary in sports that require you to run for a long amount of time or cover large distances, but FC meets neither criteria.
なるほどね。頭がおかしくなりそうな長い時間練習したりするのかと思ってた。倒れたら水をかけられたり。
I mean, if you want to drink water, you can do that. I wouldn't push you that hard. Though I guess that might be up to you. Misaki laughs timidly.
するかもしれないんだ。
It's your decision to make it in the end. It's your decision to make in the end, not mine.
私が決めるの？
How much you feel the need to get the hang of things before you improve, I guess.
そういう考えもあるかもね。
Practicing for ages and ages until you collapse is one way of getting the hang of things. But it also isn't.
どういうこと？
We're like giving her the lowdown on all this basic information. I don't really know how it works, but truly strong people all seem to have experienced that sort of thing. Most of their time is spent just doing normal practice sessions, but they often seem to go through really brutal sessions for short periods of time. There are a lot of emotions that come with playing FC. There are times where you know you're overworking yourself, but you feel like you have to get out there and fly.
そういう経験でしかつかめないものか。
There's no need to stress over it. The most likely conclusion we'll come to is that it's bad for your fitness.
で、今日はこれからどうするの？解散？それとも空を飛ぶ練習しちゃう？
The Mile High Club sounds fun, but we're gonna make you smarter.
失礼なこと。私はテストで赤点取ったりしてない。
I don't mean that smart. I ain't talking about school you stupid. We're going to get you a mind for FC.
FC 頭どうやって鍛えるの？
I will train you. A mind for... actually, I guess head works too. I'd prefer to talk about this somewhere where we don't stand out.
ファミレスや喫茶店じゃダメ？
No, this could get embarrassing.
恥ずかしいこと？
Wee woo. It's not what you're thinking of. Trust me.
私が何を考えているとおっしゃりたいんですか？
She's like, what are you doing to me? What's with the sudden formality? Look, I just want to go somewhere where we won't be interrupted.
私の部屋は？この時間ならおばあちゃんは庭の畑やってて家の中にいないから気兼ねなくどうぞ。
What do you mean I got nothing to worry about? Yeah, sounds good.
誰もいない家にマサヤが恥ずかしいことをしに来る。私どうなっちゃうんだろう。
He already's like walking away or flying away. Quit trying to provoke me. Look, I brought something to use. I take it out of my bag.
それって
Misaki is momentarily at a loss for words. What the hell did I just... Anywho, it's just the fucking big-ass exercise balls again. Somehow, I just had them just in my bag. King. I like how last time, because of that scene, the ending scene, you know the one I'm talking about, where they were, yeah. That scene alone made people really like Misaki, and that's definitely a good thing to see. Because I know a lot of people actually didn't like her in the comments going in, but now people who haven't seen the game or anything are actually starting to like her, or in fact actually really like her now, so that's a plus. I feel like that's usually how it goes with most characters in a route, that if you don't like them at first, you kind of end up liking them, as long as you keep an open mind, I suppose. That's what I try to do. I mean, I shit on Rika all the time, but I know full well that I'll probably end up liking her in the end. I brought two of them, but it looks like you brought your own.
マサヤだと思って大事にしてた。
Oh no, not that thing. Misaki and I pull out the Mr. Shitao plushies I won in the crane game at the arcade. I hate you. She points at her Mr. Shitao at me and bends him over.
こんにちは、マサヤくん。
I also point my Mr. Shitao at Misaki. Good day, Misaki-chan. Are you doing well?
メンタル面以外は元気です。
Except mentally. One's mental state is very important for one's well-being. Why is this vibrating? So please do be careful.
落ち込んではいるんだけど、ご飯はもりもり食べれちゃうし、よく寝れるんだ。体は快調だけど、心は沈みっぱなしだよ。
God, this really is embarrassing. When did things get so gloomy? I was just talking about using these to train your mind for FC. I'm still talking through the thing, by the way. I'm not like...
つまり、紫藤君から FC 頭を鍛える電波が発せられていると。お、だから紫藤の FC レベルは日本一なんだ。
Fuck, quit going on tangents. We're gonna use the plushies to simulate FC.
FC をシミュレート?
Okay, I see where he's going with this. Yep. So stupid. I move Mr. Shitao horizontally as if he's flying and imitate him turning midair. We'll move them around like this and have a match between the two Mr. Shitaos.
なんだか間抜けだね。お子ちゃまの遊びみたいだ。
I did say this would be embarrassing. You are a child most of the time, Misaki.
こんな胸の大きなお子ちゃまがいてたまるか。
Shh. Doesn't matter if you have big boobs. Don't talk about yourself like that. I meant your mental age. Which is 0. Misaki starts moving Mr. Shitao around willy-nilly.
ブーンってこういうことをすると FC 頭が鍛えられる？
Moving it around all over the place might help you reach some sort of religious enlightenment, but it won't help your mind. You need to take this seriously and think about what you're doing.
実際に飛んで練習するんじゃダメなの？
No. Nope. You try to win all your matches through instinct.
ちゃんと考えてるってば。
No, you don't. You might, but everyone else thinks way more than you do.
そうなの？
Just drops it. They do, yes. I answer firmly to make it stick in her mind. Since you win matches through intuition, you'll just do the exact same thing in practice.
ドッグファイトを直感以外でどうしろと？
There's a certain level of theory behind them, for one.
そうだけど、ギリギリのところは直感じゃない？
I trust your ability to make decisions in the heat of the moment, Misaki, but what I need to teach you is how to look at the match as a whole.
試合全体。
You need to become more mentally attuned to the world of FC and to make decisions not strictly based on reflexes. Mastering this will let you control the field and control your opponent. True FC. No. Misaki stares at me through upturned eyes. Pick up your Mr. Shitao and let's get to business.
それがアスカや乾さんが考えてること？
I happened to check some FC fan sites and discovered that Inui had been nicknamed the Monarch of the Skies after not only winning the Shinto tournament, but also the national tournament several days later. Accounts of the game don't seem to have worked out what Inui's playstyle is, but the nickname captured her essence perfectly. I've watched videos, replayed the matches inside my head. I even went as far as to get Shindo-san's number from Ichinose so I could call him up and discuss it. Now I'm sure that I can use these Mr. Shitaos to teach Misaki about Inui's playstyle without having witnessed it more than once. For some reason, you always fall back on instinct when flying. At least practicing here, you get the time to calm down and just think things through.
人を組んでか。でもさ、そういうのってセコンドのマサヤが理解してればいいんじゃん？私は言う通りに飛ぶ。
No, you need to be able to do things on your own. It takes too long to instruct you unless we're already on the same page. There's no time for more than brief instructions in an actual match.
まあ、それはそうだろうけどさ。
Also, if you're focusing on too much on what your second is saying, you won't be focusing enough on your opponent. Even though the best players still use seconds, they do think things through for themselves. You could say they see nothing but their opponent during the match.
それはわかる気がする。雰囲気ってあるよね。
You won't even need me at the... You were talking about fear and stuff after the match with Ichinose, right? There are things you discover about your opponent during matches that are hard to put into words. What's important is how you decide to act when you feel those things. That wasn't something a second could instruct you on. Yeah, you need to be following your second's instructions, but at the end of the day, a second's opinion is no more than that, just an opinion. The ultimate decision is in your own hands, Misaki.
決断ね。
That's it, it's fucking true. You're the one who has to decide how to fly in the moment. And that's why we need to train your mind for FC! Misaki gives a slightly exasperated nod.
わかりました。マサヤがそこまで情熱的に言うならやってみようかな。
Okay. Well, let's start! Jesus. Time for stupid. I look around Misaki's room. We'll use the string for your lamp as the first, this part of the bookshelf as the second, the handle for the closet as third, and that stain on the wall is fourth. The stain.
なんかすごいことになってきたな。
Less sass, more serious.
了解。で、役割はどうするの？私がファイターで、マサヤがスピーダーとか？
Your Mr. Shitao is you. My Mr. Shitao is Inui.
なるほどね。乾さんをぶっちぎっちゃってもいいんだよね。
I mean, if you think you can. Go ahead and try.
了解。
Alright, line up by first. This is silly, but I like it. She had to pick it back up. Misaki bobs her Mr. Shitao over.
オラは絶対に負けないずら。
I told you that Mr. Shitao was you!
心の中ではいつもこう喋ってるずら。
Alright, you weirdo. Quit fooling around and take this seriously. How can you take this seriously?
わかってるって。えい、乾さんの胸にタッチ。
He's gonna get so mad. Fucking take this seriously.
真面目にタッチしたもん。
If that was meant to be serious, then you better do that next time you meet Inui.
いいよ、するよ。だから私がタッチしたら、マサヤも乾さんに同じことしてよ。
Wait, I have to touch her? What? Why the hell do we both have to grope her? We'll get kicked out of the venue before the tournament even begins. And I'm pretty sure she's so emotionless she wouldn't even give a shit if we touched her tits.
そういう終わりでも私は後悔しない。
Okay, well, do something about that. Alright, we're starting now.
いつでも
Actually, it can either really go both ways. If me and Misaki each took one hand and groped Inui, either, again, she's so emotionless she wouldn't give a shit, or she would beat our asses. Either way is very, very sound. Jesus Christ. And start! This is so silly, and I love every second of this.
よし、私は本棚にショートカット。
At least pretend this is real and say that you're going to the second line. I'm begging you.
はいはい。セカンドラインへ、紫藤君に魂を移した私がビューン。
Still not taking this seriously. Well, I guess that counts as serious. Misaki skips to the second line between the bookshelf and the closest handle. Or the closet handle, not the closest. Okay, I'm moving straight forward.
俺じゃなくて乾さんでしょ。マサヤもちゃんとその気になって。
That would mean doing nothing and just winning. Like, literally, that's what it would mean. We need to take the game seriously. There's no need to pretend to be the persons themselves, you know?
ダメダメ。本気でやるってことはそういうことも含むんだから。ちゃんと乾さんみたいに語尾になりとつけて。拙者 FC をするなり。
What the hell are you... Inui doesn't even talk like that. Oh my god.
拙者エッチな気持ちで体がポカポカしてきたなり。
Pant, gross. Why would Inui ever say that? Misaki starts rotating her Mr. Shitao.
私はライン上で旋回しながら待機。
Well, I touched second, scoring my first point. Now I'm using the repulsion from it to accelerate.
私は乾さんを見上げながら旋回しつつ乾さんを待ちます。
I fly above the line.
それに合わせて飛びながら急上昇。ドッグファイトを下から挑む。
Inui goes along with your dogfight.
えいえいえい。
Ha ha ha! Okay.
大丈夫？これ FC 頭鍛えられてる？
Now hold on. Don't break character.
さっと横にフェイントをかけてからリバーサルで上に。
Like how they even have the little... A reversal is a technique where you slip to the side of an opponent coming at you from above to position yourself above them instead. Inui reaches out a hand and taps you on the head.
ちょっと待って、そんなのできる？
Easily. She has the height advantage. Remember, reversals are difficult. When your opponent is at least somewhat competent, you have to focus on your timing and be unpredictable. If you don't master those two skills, you won't get anywhere. You've made your first mistake. If Misaki was facing Mashiro, she'd be able to pull that off. But against Inui, she might succeed 1 time out of 10, if that.
だったらえいえいえいと下から攻撃を仕掛けて急降下。乾さんは私の背中を追ってきます。これで泥沼のドッグファイトあり地獄に。
I like how this is just role-playing. Not likely. Inui-san keeps her distance while she chases you, observing. She doesn't accept your invitation.
だったら成功法で再び急上昇。
Inui focuses on ensuring that you don't climb any higher than her, rather than trying to score points on you. Misaki starts bumping her Mr. Shitao into mine.
だとしてもさ、これだけ攻撃してるんだから1点くらい入ったことにしてもよくないかな。
Not likely. Nope.
どうして？私の攻撃力ってそんなに低い？
You're good, but I've never seen Inui actually engage in a dogfight, so I can't make a comparison.
そう思うなら1点くらい取れているのでは？
Take a moment to think about your positions.
1？
Both of you are facing down toward the water. You're trying to get vertical, so the most you'll manage is a forward bent posture.
普通に飛んでたらそうなるよね。それが？
We're trying to develop your mind here, remember? Try thinking about it for a moment. Come on, use that brain mind. What do you have to do to score points in dogfights?
点を取るには、それは精神論的な話？心を無にしてことに向かえみたいな？
No blinking your mind. I'm telling you to think, not clear your mind. This is important. It's the first thing any beginner is taught.
背中に触れると得点が入る。ああ、そういうことか。そんな単純なこと？
Yes, it is.
それってこういうことだよね。
Misaki brings her Mr. Shitao level with mine.
乾さんが上で私が下で飛行している場合、乾さんから私の背中を触ることはできるけど、私から乾さんの背中を触ることはできない。
An obvious conclusion, given both had their backs pointed upward. Inverted flight is difficult, so you'd have your back facing her too.
ちょっと待って、こんなことで防御できちゃうの？
Yeah, probably. Why no, the music got sad. Misaki looks dumbfounded.
どうしてこんな簡単な防御方法を今まで誰もしなかったの？
Because everyone's fixated on the idea that dogfights are all about that continuous flight and flying as fast as possible.
それはそうだよね。
Don't give me that. You're the one who's been calling it a simple strategy. Both students and teachers are under the same impression. No questions about it.
どうして前提になっちゃったの？
No one questions it. Because FC dogfights are based on actual warplanes. Oh?
戦闘機？
Oh? When two airplanes engage in a battle, that's called a dogfight. FC adopted that as part of the sport, turning them into continuous flight dogfights.
どうして飛び続けるわけ？
It's because, unlike helicopters, planes can't come to a stop in straight up in the air. FC has a pretty short history, so it's easy to research. And if you do, you'll see that they used to award points based on touching your opponent anywhere.
あ、そうなんだ。それってファイターが超有利だよね。
Ah, the old overpowered. Totally, and that's why they limited it to only scoring when you touch your opponent's back. Otherwise, fighters would just stop moving and just start throwing jabs at each other from the front. That'd be so broken. That would make Fighter the most broken shit ever. Misaki shuts her eyes and imagines it.
ああ、そうだね。ボクシングとか相撲とか、そういう格闘技っぽいものになっちゃうのか。
Apparently, that's what ended up happening. The whole point of the sport is that flying is fun. So just coming to a stop and having a fist fight in the air just ruins it. That's why they amended the rules.
どうして背中だけ？
Because the players have to try and circle around each other to score. That makes the flying more intense and exciting to watch.
なるほどね。
But we don't need excitement. We only need true FC! The current rule set was designed to make as much of a show out of flying as possible. Since it's recommended to everyone, they all take it as the correct way to fly.
つまりこういうこと？乾さんはルールの盲点をついた。
True FC. She's just doing everything she can to win. As long as she's not even breaking any of the rules, no one can really criticize her.
そうかもしれないけど、釈然としないな。こんな作戦が広まったらルールが変わるんじゃない？
They might. But it won't happen before we graduate, and there are a lot of people who wouldn't want the rules changed anyway.
そんな人いる？
Asuka loved seeing Inui in action. Misaki smiles glumly.
なるほどね。さすがアスカだな。
Anyway, back to the practice session.
了解了解。真下からドッグファイトを挑んでも無駄なので、大きく迂回しながら乾さんの上を目指して。
That's the strategy that Shindo-san tried. It's the first thing anyone would think of in that situation. It's difficult to look above you while you're flying at full speed, right?
うん、そうだね。
Well, her chest would be facing the water, meaning she'd have to twist her entire body to see above her. But Inui can see you perfectly from her position.
それはセコンドのマサヤがフォローできることでは？
We're doing this without... And obviously I would. But I'm sure you realize that hearing information about someone's position is way different from actually being able to see them.
そうだね。
Oh, the fucking sound. So Inui, who has the height advantage, comes down from above and attempts to touch your head.
だったらローヨーヨーで加工して。
The controlling has already happened. Inui doesn't follow. Instead, she just slowly closes the gap between you.
とりあえず距離を作ります。
She allows you to do so for a moment before chasing after you.
だったらさらに逃げます。あれ、何これ？
What is going on? Misaki's ended up crouching down, her Mr. Shitao practically rubbing against the floor.
飛べるスペースが狭くなってる。私と一ノ瀬ちゃんの試合みたいだ。逆の立場だ。
Now, just like her, you can only move horizontally. Jesus. You getting Ichinose into that position was just a result of your actions. But Inui calculated this.
計算。
Because true FC is the greatest form. Fucking. So what do you do now?
1点取られてるからショートカットはしたくない。
If she did, she'd be giving Inui free access to third, making it 2-0.
とりあえずセカンド V 側に移動してスペースの確保を。
Oh, and while you're doing that, Inui starts aiming straight for third.
ちょっと追いかける。
You can't catch her. Inui touches the third, so the score's 2-0. She uses the recoil to accelerate.
そのポジションは最初からやり直しってこと？
Yep.
2点差であんなのをもう一度。こんなことされたら。あ、そういうことか。進藤さんが負けたのってこういうことなんだ。
As weird as this is, I like how this is just showing more of exactly like what happened or how she plays. Even though we saw it, like it's not really like described as to, you know, her exact style. But since we actually went and looked at videos and did a little bit of research, we were able to figure something out. Misaki nods. Seems she finally understands. Exactly.
こんなの勝てるわけない。
No, there isn't. But it has nothing to do with your dogfighting technique. It's simply a matter of whether you know the strategy or not.
アスカはこれが面白いんだ。
Apparently, yeah.
すごいな。本当にすごい。アスカはすごすぎる。
She is an interesting lady. How will you break out of this situation?
マサヤに考えがあるんでしょ？私に考えさせないで、それを教えてくれればいいのでは？
Well, I want her to figure it out. I don't got a clue.
マジで？
Sure am. So try and think about it. Misaki rocks her Mr. Chital left and right as she ponders.
こう飛んだらこうだからこうなってこうなってうーん
Malfunction, just the fucking smoke rising from her ears. After a long while, Misaki suddenly holds Mr. Chital above her head.
そこでシトウ君がドーン
And she stopped caring. She throws him at the wall. Hey!
シトウ君が高速を超えました。マッハです。
Yeah, she's... The speed of light is incomparably faster than Mach speed. You do realize that, right?
どんな小細工も高速マッハの前ではゴミです。
God damn it. Take this serious. Ah! What the hell is Mach's light speed anyway? Some kind of new measurement?
真面目にやってるんだけど、考えてたら煮詰まってきて、衝動的にシトウ君に高速の壁を越えさせてしまったの。
We need to fix this. Pretty cruel to throw an extension of yourself into a wall.
そうだった。私の魂が入っているのに。で、あれ？今のはどうなの？
What about it?
だからスピードで一気に抜き去る。
Well, yeah, I considered that myself. Misaki shrugs her shoulders.
その言い方はダメだったわけ？
It might if you were playing Asuka. It wouldn't work on Inui.
どうしてかにゃ？
Pardon me. Inui managed to beat Prez in a contest of speed, remember? She did.
あ、そっか。スピード対決じゃ勝ち目はないってことか。
She is a speeder after all. Those unfamiliar graph shoes Inui was wearing briefly come to mind. I wonder how they were tuned.
ということは、これはスピード対決できない時のサブ作戦？
They were tuned to like just have full speed. Like it's just like there's the speeder side and she is a speeder and then just goes all the way to speed on the dials. Probably. She tried racing Shindo-san when their match first started, but she soon gave up and switched to this tactic. Let's keep going. It's easier to understand when you're actually moving Mr. Chital around.
よし、やるぞ。
And before long, Misaki actually ended up putting in the effort required to enjoy our simulated Mr. Chital session. We come to a stop in front of the gate. The sweet smell of soy sauce is wafting over from what I guess you describe as the main residence.
この匂いちょっと恥ずかしいな。
Dude,
私は好きだけど。
That ain't an embarrassing smell. That's amazing smell right there. Yep, smells like home cooking, all right. Though I do get why she finds a guy smelling this at her place embarrassing. Smells delicious, whatever it is.
そうならいいんだけど今度食べていく
Oh, don't tempt me with dinner. If I get the chance.
そうだねさすがにいろいろ恥ずかしいし
I could go for some dinner. Yeah, and explaining everything would be a pain. Her grandma would definitely ask if I'm her boyfriend. Maybe not now, but maybe later.
そこまで送っていこうか
Guys walk girls home because it's not safe for them to be walking around alone at night. It'd be weird if you took me home now.
でもここで変質者とか出るって聞いたことないし
Seems like a pretty safe area. Seriously, it's fine. You don't need to worry.
そういうものなのかな
Yeah. We'll see each other tomorrow anyway.
そうだね
Jesus, Misaki. Later.
ちょっと待って
What? She hurriedly grabs hold of my sleeve. What? Well, what's up?
明日も今日と同じ時間に海岸だよね
I would assume, yeah. Yep.
それからその
Yeah.
明日も私頑張るから
Atta girl. You are? He's just shocked.
それだけ
It's at this point she realizes she's still holding my sleeve and quickly lets go.
ほらそのやる気ないみたいなことを言ったりするけど本当はあるからだからそういうこと
Oh, I get it.
だったらいいのそれじゃあまた明日ね
Look at that. She's actually motivated for fucking once. Good night. We wave each other as I... what? We wave at each other as I walk off. I like that little... I love that little, the Shitao training session. It was fucking great. You know, it'll take time. It's definitely gonna take time. But we will mold her body and mostly her mind specifically into the greatest FC thing. Well, not like great like Asuka. I mean, that's just way. But still, no. It's just, the goal is to beat Asuka at this point, and then Inui, and then the world. Oh my God, it just goes so far up the chain.